When we open up our Bibles to Genesis chapter 32 verse 26, it reads there, "Then he said, 'Let me go, for the day has broken.' But Jacob said, 'I will not let you go unless you bless me.'" Here we see Jacob wrestling with God. He's crying out to God during that moment and saying, "I will not let you go unless you bless me." Now, when we think about blessings, we think about having great worldly possessions, right? Having a big car, having a big house, having, or wearing branded clothes, having a lavish lifestyle. That's what we think about as being blessed. When we look into the life of Jacob, when we turn just the previous chapter in Genesis chapter 31 verse 1, we see the sons of Laban saying, "Jacob has taken all that was our father's, and from what was our father's he has gained all his wealth." That means the sons of Laban were beginning to talk about Jacob as being a very wealthy man. Now Jacob is leaving his father-in-law Laban's house as a rich man, and yet when he is before God, he's saying, "Bless me. Bless me, God." We need to understand that blessings is not just about having great worldly possessions, not about those branded clothes that you wear. Blessings is not about that big house that you live in. Blessings is about having a life complete in God. You see, when Jesus says in John 10:10 that I have come that you might have life, abundant life, it's not just one area of your life that he wants to look after, but he wants to look after your well-being. That is your mind, your emotions, as well as your possessions, as well as your wealth. He wants you to have it all. He does not just want you to have a big house, but that you live a life that is without peace. He does not want you to have great clothing and a big car, but that you don't have the ability to move about because you are sick. He wants you to have a wholesome life. And here when we meditate into the life of Jacob, he had great worldly possessions, but on the inside he was struggling. There were fears that he was going through. We know that his life when he was with his father Isaac, we know that he had deceived his father. He cheated his father and robbed the blessings that was his brother Esau's. There were struggles within Jacob. And he needed God to deal with not just his worldly possessions, but also his inner man. I want to encourage you. When you cry out to God to bless you, don't just cry out for that great job. Don't just cry out for a good bank balance. Don't just cry out for a good house. But it should also be that you have a sound mind, an emotion that's of peace, that God would deal with you on the outside as well as on the inside. So here we see Jacob crying out, "Bless me," is not only about the worldly riches, but it's also about the inner man. And when you call upon God, I want to encourage you, look to God and tell him, "Bless me, God," not just with the worldly wealth, but also with a sound mind, with peace, with joy, with a life that is without strife, bitterness, or jealousy. God bless you.